The views and opinions expressed by the Orc of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect beyond ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The YouTube Determined Show. We are live. It's the On Ringside Radio Network, or you're catching us on an app, perhaps, or maybe it's ProWrestlingRadio.net. Anyway, thank you for joining us this evening. Last week we were off. It was Angie's birthday and 4th of July, so
yay!
Angie turned 24.
That's right.
That's what she's sticking with this year. However, she sat here for an hour and answered as many Facebook messages and as many notifications as she could. And finally, she's like, "Fuck it, I can't answer anymore."
Well, you know, being poor, my eyes get crossed.
Exactly. But you turned 24, right?
That's right.
Or a left titty goes to hell. As Angie says, I was like, what? It's like a bad Little John video. It was pretty funny. So thank you for joining us this evening. Eddie, our producer extraordinaire on the ones and twos. Eddie, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Wonderfully well, and at this point in time, I would like to say I would rather see the Lenovo computer that I use for Skype face off against Daniel Cormier than Brock Lesnar. The computer's just a pain in the ass. Brock is a bitch.
Ooh.
And Eddie going for the jugular, or jugular, or the juggalo.
I'll take that one.
Eddie, well, I don't think that Brock Lesnar is a bitch. I think that WWE has invaded, or professional wrestling in general has invaded UFC, which we all knew that. Like, we have all sat together and watched MMA matches and been like, oh, they're totally fucking calling spots.
Yeah.
You can see them call spots. It is insane. But yeah, UFC is 100% real. Bing! Winking. You're doing my best Scanlon impression.
Do me a favor. Say that line one more time, please.
My best Scandalon impression.
There's no debate but Scanlon.
Whatever.
And if you actually come back and say UFC is real again.
Oh, we have
Joe Rogan.
part for you, Daniel Cormier. And coming up at the end of this month, actually, July 28th, Mississippi is becoming Hago Pro. Right now, we have him on the line, Joshua O'Hagan.
Hello. I apologize. I can't be in studio. I'm actually in the middle of a travel time. I'm having to make a small road trip for various reasons, and I pulled over just to give you guys a call real quick.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Coolness.
And yes, Pro Wrestling Ego will become the Hago Pro, however you said it. That sounded really good. I like it, though.
You know, that's what I do.
Yes, I have issued an open challenge to anyone on the roster who wants to step up and try to take the actual zero weight title from Zero Alliance Wrestling. So, very pleased about that.
It's going to be White Widow. Injured gender.
Well,
Right?
she's a nice girl, but
Don't
if she
let.
steps up, I'd have to beat her too.
I was gonna say, don't let her pin you, Joshua.
No. Like, okay, when I tell people, like, I like to test myself and stuff, but I've still got that in me where it's just like, you know, you do lose, but at the same time, I really don't like losing. So I like to win. So when I go out there, that's why I put so much effort into my matches, and I really focus because, well, I'm trying to win. It's kind of the point of, you know, the sport we're in is winning.
That's also why you drink milk during promos, or a bowl of cereal. Lucky Charms.
Well, they're magically delicious. People can joke all they want to, and people can chant, "Oh, Lucky Charms, Lucky Charms." I'm like, haha, joke's on you. I like those.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
I'm
had,
one who doesn't like Lucky Charms.
I don't.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I had someone tried to be a smartass to me one time, and they brought a box of Lucky Charms, and they were booing me. They go, "Hey, Lucky Charms," and they handed me the box, and little do they know, I really do enjoy them. So for the next several days, I had delicious Lucky Charms for breakfast every day. Thank you, person who was booing me.
Well, they're called in this household Unlucky Charms.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what they call them. My
Yes,
kids
they
refer to Lucky Charms as Unlucky Charms, especially the Walmart brand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Malto meal.
Those-
Is it Malto meal, or does Walmart have a great value version of Lucky Charms?
Like the
What was that?
version of Lucky Charms.
Oh, and since I can't be on the line for too long tonight because I'm about to be back on the road, I do want to point out that August 10th, myself and the one Wicked Nemesis will be seen again at another show in the Alabama area. We will both be at Venom Championship Wrestling. And I will be in a triple threat match at Venom. Myself, Amun Tucson, or Tucson, or Tucson, whatever, I don't know.
Arizona, Tucson.
Rip him.
And Cornbread are in a triple threat match.
Oh,
now, Cornbread is currently the Venom Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion. And when I originally signed my contract with them, it was to defend the zero weight title against a 7'4" giant. But unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, he couldn't be there. So when they changed my match over, they put me in the match with these two. Well, because I signed on to defend my title, I now am defending my title against these two people. But also, because Cornbread is the heavyweight champion, his title will also be on the line in the match. 2 belts on the line in one match.
So is it winner take all, or does the respective champion have to be the pin?
Winner takes all.
Nice.
So it'll be a very interesting night because Cornbread, I've seen him in person, and I'm gonna say he's probably about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, 6'4".
About 450 pounds.
On a slow day.
Was a pretty big boy.
Yeah. I think that was after he cut weight for a fight. 450. Once he rehydrates, I'm pretty sure it's a little more than that.
I think he cut weight for a buffet.
Yeah, no, exactly. Had to clear some room out for
There
the
you go.
dessert bar.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
So
actually,
yeah, and a moon is also a very dangerous individual. So having a moon in there and a literal man mountain will definitely be putting that zero weight moniker to the test that night.
For sure.
That's all right though. I got the Wicked Nemesis in my corner for that match.
That's right.
We are going into rough waters, to enemy territory. You know
Yeah.
what that is? You hunker down, throw all your gas grenades first. Then you roll a d20.
That's right.
Then at the end you say,
How
how do you want to do this?
Well, definitely a lot going in. So I'm excited.
Whoa, hello.
That's a lot going in.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
That's what she said.
8 more coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. That's if you. That's if you do. That's if you don't take precautions. Whoa. What's all this?
I'll see.
Well, guys, I am about to jump back on this road. I still have about 2.5 hours drive left, and then once I get there, I've got to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. So this will be a very interesting day.
Well, safe travels, sir.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Again, sorry I couldn't be in the studio to fight off some marsupials.
I told Angie a while ago whenever the computer rebooted, I told Angie, I said, you know, the scary part is if that possum's in there. It's Eddie versus that possum 1-on-1.
Oh no, Eddie's fully loaded
my.
tonight.
And he's pulling heat.
That's all right, though. Eddie's going to get the camera rolling. It'll be one ball with a 10-minute time limit.
So,
In this corner, weighing approximately 3.5.
All the animals going to start shooting.
In the corner to my left, with roots tracing all the way back to Australia and New Zealand, weighing in approximately 3.5 pounds, the mad masked marsupial.
Mama marsupial, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
And in the other corner, weighing in now at 231 pounds, I'm dead.
Ooh.
Go, Eddie.
Yeah, the journey started. The journey started at 255. I am down to 231.
Eddie's back
Congratulations.
in
Congrats.
Tinder.
So I'm very happy. I'm very pleased about that. I don't like to use the word proud. I do feel very accomplished that I've managed to get myself down to this part. Smart eating, reasonable exercise. I've cut out a lot of the crap foods. I think I've told y'all about my new weakness. It is the Key West salad at Publix Deli. Crab meat, shrimp, peppers, tomatoes, onions, and in my case, I season it with a little bit of olive oil balsamic dressing. And it's just, I keep it right at a pound to 1.25 pounds when I eat, and it's filling, and it holds me very effectively as far as and so from this point, it's like I've been cutting back on the serious carbs, the crap carbs, trying to make sure that my intake is decent. I've cut way back on the sodas. I probably average one every 2, maybe 3 days.
Oh, wow.
I've cut back on the energy drinks except for Bang because of the fact that it actually does have minerals and vitamins and protein in it. I've stuck with Bang for a little while. I maybe splurge once every 2 or 3 days with a blueberry Red Bull. But other than that, it's water, milk, juice. The little drink called Bai, their blueberry flavor is excellent.
Well,
I'm glad you
gentlemen
went by.
and lady,
You have a wonderful evening, Josh.
and yeah, you guys have a good one, and I look forward to seeing and hearing from you all next Wednesday in studio.
Erky derky.
Yes, sir.
Be
Have a
Good
good
night.
one.
Be safe.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so guess is where Josh is going. Josh is either going to kill someone
Huh.
or Josh is going to the beach. He said, fuck it.
He may be going to dance.
To what?
To dance.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the CE on the end of that.
Oh.
I was like,
What?
goddamn. Where the hell does Dan live now?
You know,
To dance.
Northeast Budafuck. That's
And
one.
Make a dance.
Sorry.
Do me a favor. Let me commandeer for a second. Now, I'm going to assume that it's been 5 days, technically 4, since everything happened at UFC 226 between Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar. Have the two of you had a chance to see and hear what all happened post-fight?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Now, yes, I'm going to go ahead and do this in advance. It's UFC. I know it's a work. I know it's about building pay-per-view buys, selling merch, especially if you can, and getting people in the seats. But there is a line that I felt was crossed this past Saturday night by Brock Lesnar. I feel that, before I say what I'm going to say, I want to get your perspective on it. The way everything went down and the way he handled what he said and what he did. I want your pure thoughts on it. Wick?
First of all, I want to know, how close did you think he was going to come to dropping the N-bomb? Pulling a Booker T.
Yeah. I thought it was close.
Dude, it was close. I'm sure every black wrestling fan was like, are you going to say it? Are you going to say it? Are you going to say it, Dairy Farmer?
Yeah, really.
He didn't. He didn't. Well, of course, I mean, where do you want to start? Him jumping into the cage, even though he was called in, him jumping in the cage, him not showing up at any pay-per-views, him scrapping the Extreme Rules match because he's on a appearance-by-appearance basis for WWE. You want to talk about him cussing. You want to talk about him shoving Daniel Cormier. You want to talk about the fact that he actually got kind of pushed a little bit by some little Puerto Rican guy in Daniel Cormier's corner. Or are you going to talk about Joe Rogan's reaction when he actually jumped in the cage? Where are we going to start?
Whatever you want to tackle first, go for it.
All of it was just, I mean, it's just obvious what was going on. It was all set up. He shouldn't have gotten the cage. And he damn sure shouldn't put his hands on Daniel Cormier. Well, no. That's my thoughts on it.
I'm okay with him having.
WWE's back, baby.
Say what now?
I said WWE's back, baby. I was just kidding.
Right. This whole thing had Vince McMahon fingerprints all over the damn thing.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah. I think Heyman would have drawn the line at a different place. Heyman wouldn't have let it go that far. You got to remember, Heyman is good about class and decorum in circumstances like this, and you give Brock Lesnar that microphone, and he goes X-rated pipe bombs, technically speaking. The heavyweight disaster, okay, that's funny, I can go with that. Call out names, no big deal. But the way that Brock Lesnar carried himself in that entire circumstance. Getting in the cage, no big deal. He was invited in. He was called in. He, at that point in time, had not re-entered himself into the USADA pool, the United States Anti-Doping Agency. So logistically, he was not an active MMA fighter. He was Citizen Lesnar, not UFC superstar Brock Lesnar.
Actually, he was in the pool that morning.
Okay, I was told it was the next morning that he was put in.
No, he was put in that morning secretly so he could actually get in the cage.
Okay.
That's why I know this was a work.
Okay. But for him to go to the extreme that he did, look, the shove I thought was cute. But Lesnar, right now, like I said, kids, I know it's a freaking work. But from my perspective, Lesnar came across as a wannabe bully and a full-blown bitch. Plain and simple. Lesnar has all of the talent in the world, an accomplished wrestler in every sense of the word, and a good mixed martial arts fighter. He could have served his purpose by simply walking up to Daniel Cormier, looking down to look him in the eyes, and goes, basically say, your days are numbered, that belt's mine. And walk off. Jaws would have hit the ground. It could have been done with class, decorum, professionalism, and sold just as many seats and just as many pay-per-view buys. But they wanted headlines. Dana White wanted headlines. At that moment, Brock Lesnar made the WWE look bad. Plain and simple, in my humble opinion, Brock made WWE look bad. That is their Universal Champion. He also showed, in my humble opinion, Heyman should have been there to cut Lesnar's promo for him. But logistically speaking, like I said, look, I'm a businessman. I understand the principle of what occurred. I was not in the least bit impressed by it. And that moment right there would not convince me to buy a ticket or buy a pay-per-view. The other thing that really just tickles the pea-picking hell out of me, and yes, I just said pea-picking, thank you very much, hee-haw, is the fact that Brock Lesnar, when he completes the suspension from USADA, his first fucking fight back is going to be for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. You know, you have fighters that have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins that haven't even sniffed that belt yet. Fighters that have tremendous records that haven't sniffed a title shot in the heavyweight division. But yet Brock frickin' Lesnar, because of the name value that he brings, thanks to WWE now, more so than UFC, Lesnar's going to be put into a heavyweight championship match. And yes, I'll take Vegas odds on how quickly Lesnar wins that belt. If he still holds the Universal title, I guarantee you he will pull a Medusa Michelli, an Alundra Blaze, and drop the WWE title in a garbage can. Because it will have served his purpose and will serve as nothing more from that moment than a paperweight. And if he loses, work, work, wink, wink, if he were to lose this fight, Dana White will have made Vince McMahon look like the supreme idiot in my world. And yeah, that's my side of the coin. Wick, Angie, your thoughts?
Angie, go ahead.
Oh, I don't really have any thoughts. I think it's all work, and I can't stand Brock Lesnar. I agree with most of what Eddie said. I don't know about I didn't know about the ending, or what you think the ending will be about the Medusa thing. But yeah, I can't stand Brock, and it's work.
Oh, knowing Brock, he may pull a Stan Hansen and run it over and send it back to him.
Or the
But Brock can probably see better than Stan.
Yeah, I'll have to
was
do it
my
with a
thing.
tractor instead of a Rolls Royce.
That shit, because he couldn't see past the foot, outside his face. He about
Old Stan
killed
Hansen.
because he couldn't see.
And also, he was mean as hell. So,
Well,
but one thing I want to talk about coming out of the G1, Eddie, Bullet Club seems to be broken apart. That's one of the things. Kenny Omega retaining against Cody Rhodes being the quote-unquote leader of the Bullet Club. Cody taking time off. And then the Guerrillas of Destiny with Haku, Ming,
what?
decimating everyone in the Bullet Club.
Yep.
Even Bone Soldier and Chase Owens, who are like, they're friends.
Or Eddie noses bitten off. I missed all that.
Yes, it was pretty bad.
Were any noses bitten off?
No noses were bitten off.
Okay, thank you.
No, however, he did powerbomb Kenny Omega.
Oh wow.
So,
You know, it's funny because Haku really looked good for the limited interaction he had during the 10-man tag.
well, I mean, he looks. He's in great shape. I mean, it's fucking like who? What are we gonna say? You gonna say anything about him? I'm not.
I can run faster than him. I go from 0 to chicken in 0.3 seconds. But
Dude,
Yeah, but he's got like dragon blood in him or something. Like he's a whole different race of people that are that tough and that just always ready to kill somebody if they need to.
the Young Bucks. For those that missed it, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were posing after Kenny Omega defeated Cody Rhodes, Cody. Right. They ended up at the Guerrillas of Destiny, and Haku ended up attacking them from behind. They beat him down, throw him into the ring. They try to fight back a little bit. They go for now. My favorite part of this entire beatdown was Marty Scurll taking the headbutt from Haku and just dying.
Nice.
Got back up. Never got back up. And then Kenny Omega taking the tongue and death grip like a pro. I mean, those guys bumped. They told a story. It was great.
Yeah. I know they were glad to do it. That's great.
I've only seen apparently the Guerrillas of Destiny have a bunch of videos up, kind of like being the Elite, but their own versions of it, without a name to it.
Huh.
And they released a video of Bad Luck Fale, who a lot of people we know had no idea was a part of this, calling and saying it's time, and then setting all the calls off, let them know that it was time for them to turn on the Bullet Club. The funny thing about that was there's a video of him calling Haku, and Haku, being 60, answer phone, hello, 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 not realizing how a cell phone works. That was great.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Great.
Go watch all of that now. I miss it, really.
It's not long. I will link it to you.
Thank
whenever
you.
Get off the radio. Angie's actually going to the beach. Angie will be on vacation next week. Will be joining us.
Yeah.
So I'm unable to go. I have been invited, but I can't go, fortunately, as much as I want to.
Yes. Man.
This is going to be bad.
Well, first off, I hope you have a phenomenal time down there.
Thank you, Eddie.
I'm a little jealous.
Hey, Angie, I'm not trying to one up in any capacity whatsoever, but you want to see him hate me too real quick?
Of course.
Sunday and Monday, I'm actually going to take a couple of days. I'm headed up for Kentucky Kingdom Theme Park.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it used to be Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, and if you remember from back in the days when we had the calendar on BeyondRingside.com, and we used to talk about on Sunday's show, like in segment 3, we would do the calendar edition. And lo and behold, of course, Ohio Valley Wrestling used to do a lot of shows at what was then called Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom. Well, they sold the property off and took their IP about 6 years ago. And since then, it's still Kentucky Kingdom, and OVW still does live events from there. But the coasters and the attraction rides are all still there. And here's this, and you're going to accuse me of being a shill again. But here we go. For those who like to go to theme parks and things like that and save a little money in the process, Kentucky Kingdom has a great deal for out-of-state visitors. If you buy your pass online and let them know you're coming and you are from out of state, you get a 2-day pass for $39.99, including beverages free both days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's how I can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, the beverages alone are worth a lot of money. So, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, and like I said, Kentucky Kingdom, they've got some great attractions. I'm looking forward to making this short little run up there. May have a friend or two go with me. But, yeah, we're going to combine forces, get a cheap hotel room, stay overnight Sunday night, go back on Monday. And like I said, 2-day pass for $39.99. That's an incredible deal. And you're still in the heart of the summer. And Sunday and Mondays are normally good days to go to places like that because it's normally not asses and elbows. So,
exactly.
For those who have me on Snapchat and possibly Instagram, you'll see some of the stuff that I play around with and have fun up there.
Well, awesome, Eddie. Well, have fun and have a safe trip.
Like I said, I hope you have a blast down there in Wick. I hate the fact you're not going to be able to make it down there with her.
No, me too. Me.
I know.
It's work. It's always work.
I know.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
And for the record, she said it's work, not a work.
Yes, exactly. As Shaky Baby says, exactly.
Hulk Hogan, pooey!
What the hell was that?
That was a really bad Iron Sheik doing Hulk Hogan, pooey! I don't know which...
That sounded like some Dragonborn right there. That's what I'm saying.
You brought up Booker a minute ago. And, of course, a lot of people think about the Booker T episode, and they do that crossover where Hogan screwed up and made those epithets as well. I have to ask you this question. With the length of time that has gone by, and the fact that he does come across truly repentant for what he did, I ask you both this question. Is it time to forgive Hulk Hogan?
He should never have been kicked out of the Hall of Fame anyways.
True.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, the only person that was like, screw Hulk Hogan forever was the WWE. Everybody was like, yeah, whatever. It's Hulk Hogan. I mean, I don't really know that many people who were like really that torn up about it. And I have a very diverse group of friends as well as Wicked. So, but that's just my opinion. So I don't know how you feel, Wicked.
I'm just saying he should never have been kicked out of the Hall of Fame anyways.
Agreed.
Now, there's people, now they've kicked out Superfly, but I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
There's people in there, there's some terrible people in the Hall of Fame.
That is very true. Some real shit bags.
Yep.
And yes, of course, we're all looking at you, Classy Freddie Blassie.
Timelines.
Yes.
Such a beautiful thing.
Nobody gets that. Now, so some people will get that joke, some people will not. So.
Which joke, Blassie or timelines?
Oh, Classy Freddie Blassie.
Yeah. Even fewer are going to get the timelines joke.
What about white lines?
Thank you, Duran Duran or Grandmaster Melly Mel.
Yeah, I was going to say Grandmaster, but
Duran Duran.
Eddie, anything else? Is there anything that has piqued your interest this week in wrestling? Because I mean, there's just been things here or there. Angie and I have immersed ourselves in D&D.
Well,
the last few weeks, really.
Some of these things I was originally going to cover on Gallery tomorrow night, but my day job is having their 44th anniversary party tomorrow, and I got the bulletin that I got to work over. Assholes. So, some of the things in particular, I love the Lashley Reigns pull-apart from Monday night because they did it in the opening segment. Pull-aparts are always done near the end of the show or at the last segment of the show. It's the predictable place to put it. Well, they launch Monday Night Raw with the Lashley Reigns scenario coming into play. And when Reigns was bounced up in the ring, got up, saw the scenario, the facial expression that he put on and the energy that he showed got him the loudest pop I've ever heard Roman Reigns get. And then when he did the dive over the top rope, that place got even louder. I was thoroughly impressed, that he got the air and the distance that he did. But when he let even after the dive when he got up, the way that he was selling the emotion of the moment, the adrenaline, I thought it was cool as hell. I can speak for myself, and I'm sure I can probably speak for a number of fans of this industry and people in this business, of which the three of us are. That's the Roman Reigns that needed to be seen. Not always the staid, stoic, semi-quiet, shouldn't cut his own promo, stiff as a board individual. Had to stop for a second, trying to figure out if I really wanted to put any more descriptors in there. But what we got during that one scenario, if he had showed that kind of emotion half the time, if he'd have put that kind of emotion into his promos, nobody would be bitching about Roman Reigns. 2, the scenario with Daniel Bryan and Team Hell No on Miz TV on SmackDown. The introduction of Sanity and the Bludgeon Brothers getting a great reaction from the crowd. Sanity causing the place to go nuts. And then when New Day's music hits and they come down to save the day and before the numbers game, that is the loudest pop I've heard the New Day get, period, in a while. When everything's looking bad for Team Hell No, and all of a sudden they didn't do no, they just kicked straight into, and they turned it up. It's a new day. Yes, it is. The crowd went nuts. Ape shit is the word. When the New Day came running down, not sauntering, nothing else, running. Like the first half of a 60-yard dash, hoping for a touchdown run. They had speed. And Kofi went straight for the steps to pull a flying Thez. I thought that was beautiful. Crowd was into it. Once again, that stuff you normally see at the end of a show. And SmackDown and Raw both led with these moments. Now, unfortunately, Raw went from the excitement of a pull apart, the magnitude that they did, to behind the scenes with Mickie James and Alexa Bliss, which just did not sell the moment. I love Alexa Bliss in the ring. Not a big fan of her promos. I love Mickie James in the ring. Cardboard as hell with a microphone in her hand. Or, just doing the behind the scenes crap. But those 2 moments in particular, I popped huge for those 2 moments. Like I said, they were done at the beginning of their respective shows, not at the end, and I'm going, please let the rest of the roster be watching these moments and accept the challenge to push themselves to captivate the audiences in that way. And then on Raw main event, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, pay-per-view quality. And I'm talking Big 4, not Extreme Rules. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre had a Big 4 pay-per-view caliber match. This is the second week in a row, in particular, that Rollins has turned in I would say probably a solid grade A match. Last week with Zig, this week with McIntyre. McIntyre looked great. There were a couple things here and there, but something, it's the human element, it happens. But those 3 things are what really have my attention right now in wrestling. I haven't had a chance to catch up on Lucha Underground. I'm on again, off again on Impact. They have a pay-per-view coming up very soon, sooner than you think. So I've got some crash course work to do for those 2 shows. But like I said, as far as the main roster, hell yeah. And speaking of, you were talking about Haku. Back a couple of weeks ago, I worked a show in Griffin, Georgia. And one of the stars, in-ring stars on the card was the Barbarian. And still looked in great shape. Still looked like he could go with the drop of a hat. It was great to be able to meet him, talk to him, hang out with him, and definitely work with him.
Nice.
Well, there's only one thing to say about that. Griffin, Georgia. Hello.
Hello.
Home of Doc Holliday.
There you go. Matter of fact, speaking of, I'll throw this one out there since we do shameless plugs at the drop of a hat. I will be back with Universal Championship Wrestling on August 11th in Barnesville, Georgia, where I can't remember. They've already got the posters up and everything, but I do believe that in the main event that night is going to be former WWE star Carlito. I had a chance to really sit down and talk with him at the previous outing for Universal, and great to be able to catch up with Carlito. Had a blast.
Still like, hey, I remember you from GCW,
Yeah,
Hell City.
he remembered me.
Well, good.
he actually remembered me.
Tell me he owes me $5 for weed. So
Okay, will do. No, he was chill. He was fun to hang out with.
Of course,
yeah, well, I
but-
know. I got high with him. He owes me $5 for some weed. I'm saying. I know he's cool to hang out with.
Well, he's in Puerto Rico, so yeah.
Oh. Anyways,
But down in Puerto Rico.
Angie is now rapping Carlito's entrance music.
I caught that.
No, I'm not. That's not his entrance music, by the way.
This is. She's also eating an apple. She spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
In the name of Gabe. That was Gabe's dude, Carlito. He lived in one of his dudes, excuse me.
One of his dudes.
Man,
That is Shawn Michaels.
so by that I mean I actually had to purchase the WWE figurine of Carlito with an apple, and I actually spent money on that character. So.
Okay, Eric Foreman. It was an action figure.
Well, okay, whatever.
Yes, as did I.
I didn't say doll, but yeah, action figure. Excuse me.
And
She
there's
said
your
figure.
there's your television reference for the minute.
As I said figurine.
Deborah Jo Rupp in the role of Kitty Foreman. I picked up your dolls, Eric Foreman. Action figures. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
70 show
watched
is.
enough that 70 show to get to that. Actually, I'm sorry.
Say what? Dude, it's in replays and syndication all over the frickin' place. You can find some channel that's going to start it from the beginning soon. Trust me. Of course, I have the DVD set.
I don't have cable. I haven't had cable in, 5 years?
Then try Pluto TV.
What is that?
It's an app.
What's an app? Just play it.
I'm gonna smack you, and then run like the
Figurine.
fucking huh?
What's a figurine? Let's play it.
It's an action figure.
God, thank you, Eddie.
Okay, a figurine is something that does not have any points of articulation and cannot move. It's kind of like the little topper for a cake. That's a figurine. Little thing that spins around in the jewelry box, the music box. That's a figurine.
Well, guess what? This thing didn't move. It was plastic, but it didn't move.
Okay, then it's a figurine.
There were no movable parts.
Then it's a
So,
figurine.
yeah.
You win.
Thank you. I rest my case.
You
Your Honor.
you were right.
Oh, Lord.
This particular one had no movable parts. It was actually a plastic standstill with the apple, and yeah. So, yes.
Well, Xavier had the action figure that come with the apple that already had the piece chewed out of it. And it is always him against Mick Foley with Sacco.
Yes. Now, his Shawn Michael was definitely an action figure because I found him in the freezer with his head off.
Can't get more action than
Yeah. I think he was in a Foley match.
that. The question is, did Rikishi do it?
No, I
Did
think
it.
it was Foley.
For The Rock. I did it. For the people.
That was so fucking bad.
It is bad. But that happened. That's canon.
Yeah, I know.
It's time.
We're still praying he won't be a serial killer one day.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Between that and giving mouth-to-mouth to a dead bird. I don't know.
no, it was a cat.
Okay.
It was face to face. It wasn't mouth to mouth.
Oh, Gabe. Gabe.
Gabe the animal whisperer.
Gabe the barbarian paladin.
Well, you'll have to explain that a little bit, maybe, or not.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to explain it. No, I'm just going to leave it there. Just going to leave it there in the ether and see who bites on it. Eddie, I want this up on YouTube.
The comments.
I want this right beside Shooter's Gallery that I see every fucking Friday morning.
Not every, but close. I'm trying to get everything caught up as quick as I can. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done.
Well, I got a lot of stuff I got to get done too, like wrapping up the show. Eddie, you're going to Kentucky. You're going to go. When's your next show? Is it just UCW? Is that your next event that you're going to be at?
August is going to be a hectic month right now because I've got UCW on the 11th and the 25th. I'll be back with Peach State Wrestling Alliance on August the 18th. I'm going to go ahead and use this as a forum to simply say something, and may I borrow one more minute of your time?
Roll a D20.
No, just go ahead and bust. Go ahead and do surgery on it. No, dude, go ahead and do surgery on a black and mild. You're gonna need that after this.
Well, I'm going to fucking smoke a Pall Mall.
And next time I see you, if I have one left, I've got a Cuban that I can put in your hand if you'd like to smoke it.
Oh, of course. Angie and I, we love those.
Last time we had a Cuban was when, babe? When we were in the cabin in the woods.
Yes. You're right.
When I went to Texas, a good friend gave me 5 of them. I've smoked 2 now. There's nothing like a quiet Saturday night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you just go ahead and chop the end off that bastard, pour yourself a nice big glass of Crown straight up, and just chill. And yes, people still use that word.
Well, see, I do that at 7 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. There you go.
That's his AM workout.
A lot of you know that last year, when a whole bunch-ish went public about certain scenarios in the pro wrestling scene in Alabama, as well as personal stuff was made public. Names were mentioned that shouldn't have been mentioned. Things were said that shouldn't have been said. Lines were crossed by certain people. Because of the way everything went down, I stayed quiet. Because everything I had was third-hand information, so screw it. My name got brought into it. I gently nipped that in the bud and went back into my quiet little corner. But in the meantime, there were some things that occurred, as in a company closed for all intent and purposes, and a long-running venue for people to make money was taken away from them. Granted, look, there's multiple people at fault. I'm not going to issue fault or blame. I'm just going to say the whole fucking situation was handled crappy, especially on a certain side of the board. A company stepped up to try to fill that void, and that was Zero Alliance Wrestling. I'm going to give publicly and privately, and this ain't commentary. This is real. The folks at Zero Alliance busted their fucking asses to try to put on a great show for wrestling fans. I went to that last show. The show was great. The venue had no signage from the street area. That's not ZAW's fault. The venue had no advertising for the event. That's not ZAW's fault. I'm not making excuses for anyone. Never have, never will. I know that ZAW probably is looking for a new venue right now. I would be, because unfortunately, for as nice as that venue is, I don't know. It's a great place to have a show, but until Celebrations, and yeah, I just said it by name, gets their stuff straightened out as far as signage and marketing goes, it's not going to benefit Zero Alliance. And the venue has to benefit the company just as much as the company has to benefit the venue. I basically pulled an impromptu retirement inside the state of Alabama. I basically pushed, prodded, guided family member of all of us here on the show to step up and, start ring announcing more often. Get out there. Make your name, make your reputation, earn it. Grab the bull by the horns, and I don't mean stressor. Hi, Keith. Oh, no, I'm not shooting on him. I'm just having fun with the name.
No, yes, me too. Hello.
Hi, Keith. But, and look, I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I am proud, like a proud father or big brother, that Bowman has stepped up the way he has and has been working with so many companies. Dude, I couldn't be happier. I'm serious on that one. You should see the smile on my face as I'm saying this, because I'm genuinely happy for him. Worked with you, Next Arrow, whatever it was called, Trickster's Promotion, SLW, and a couple other shows. And I'm going to sit back and say this. There are some companies that, I'll say it like this, I would love to, somewhere down the road, do some work with ZAW. Why? Because I think it's a fun promotion to work with. I think they got a great talent base, a good creative force, and they know what fans want. How many other companies would I genuinely want to work for in the state of Alabama? I don't know, because I'm sick and tired of hearing drama coming out of the damn doors. Doesn't matter if it's Hazel Green or Scottsdale or Huntsville or Munford or Piedmont or Montgomery or Mobile. I don't do drama. I do wrestling. But for the right promotion, I'm throwing my hat back into the ring. Time has passed. There are some people that I have forgiven in this whole circumstance for the way shit went down. There's other people I haven't said one word to. And I'm going to keep it that way. But I'm ready to come back to my home state and have a little fun doing what I do best. Show off. Cut up. And let it rip. I will be taking bookings actually later this year in Tennessee, back in North Carolina, and back in North Georgia. What my schedule looks like right now, I've got limited dates. Because with Full Range Entertainment, I've actually got wedding receptions and birthday parties coming up. I'm easy to find, facebook.com/FastEddieLane. But I'm going to sit back and say this one more time. I look forward to the next live event that Zero Alliance runs. And for the record, folks, if you heard the rumor that I actually walked in the front door and bought a ticket, that's not a rumor, that is truth. I was just glad Angie wasn't sitting at the door, because she probably wouldn't have taken my money, and I would have had to shove it down her blouse and get hit by a week later. But it was somebody else at the front door, so it was like, here, take my money. I'm going to go sit down now. And then they found out who I was. You paid to get in? Yes, I did pay to get in. I had no problems. I wasn't booked on the show. I wasn't asking for a freebie. Nor will I. I call Wick and Angie family. But they're trying to help run a business. I'm not going to ask for a freebie in that circumstance. Screw it. I'll buy a ticket. So anybody else who thinks that they're too good to buy a freaking ticket to get into a wrestling show, think again. Sorry, didn't mean to go off on that tangent. But realistically speaking, the moratorium on my silence, done. The in-state retirement, yeah, I'm done with it. And I guarantee you, the party has just begun. I'm waiting on this. Fire away, Wick.
Everybody heard it, and he's throwing his hat back in the ring.
He dropped the bomb on you, baby. He dropped the bomb on you. I'm just kidding.
The Gap Band, everybody.
Oh, hell yeah.
As sung by Angie Nemesis.
Do you want to take point on what we talked about off air, or do you want to hold off about that?
That's up to you.
I'm game.
Yep.
I'm game if you are.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's all you, Eddie, for sure.
Okay. As you know, the To Be Determined show broadcast, and I feel like I'm hogging the show, and I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. In my opinion, no. I mean, that's what it's called, but still. Go ahead.
Well, it's y'all's opinion that matters.
Well, this is important, I feel like.
Longtime listeners to Beyond Ringside Sports Radio and Beyond Ringside in and of itself will remember that we've had numerous personalities over the years since the original run started in the late 90s. From Gen 1, technically, and realistically, too, as well as from the 92.5 run, Z92.5 and Planet Rock, to the Alabama Radio Network, to the rebirth of Beyond Ringside at the Fox and Hound in Birmingham, Alabama. There was one personality. We were always friends. We were brothers. Even when he would just piss me the hell off by doing stupid shit. But we always remembered that even adopted family will fight. We lost a member of that family today, both personally and professionally. And a lot of you are going to remember High Speed Chaser from Gen 1 or Mr. MCO Chase Pearson from Gen 2 and beyond. The founder of Magic City Online. But Chase Pearson has passed away. Details are still sketchy. We understand it was a cardiac episode gone severe. They found him this afternoon. Based on what was given to me, it actually happened a couple of days ago, but because of extenuating circumstances, they just found him today. I don't know arrangements. Wick, Angie, myself. Now, I've known Chase since the early 90s. I'm sure, I don't know when y'all had your first dealings with Chase. And I'm sure Wick can also attest to the fact that there are times when Chase is fun to be around, and there are times when Chase will just piss you the slap off. Nobody's perfect.
That was his personality. That was just him. He was honest. He just told you what he thought.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, those who remember Chase, especially from the blossoming of Magic City Online, Chase running around with a camera in his hand. There are some pictures that Chase should have never taken, and some pictures that we're glad made the websites. But, like I said, I'm not going to use this forum to denigrate anybody in any capacity whatsoever. Let's just sit back and say that Chase did manage to piss us off every once in a while, and there are times we could sit down and break bread. And it's like I still have it's still on the sites, the picture of me, you, Chase, and Mabo from the MCO studio in Pelham. And I remember what happened after that night, and I'm still so sorry. But all in all, I'll sit back and say, like I said, I've known Chase through so many different circumstances. I was his co-host for MCO TV that aired on CW21. I am thankful and appreciative for that opportunity. Chase and I did the ride down together on behalf of MCO and Live Nation for the Jimmy Buffett concert on the coast and did pictures down there. And that's another event that I'm truly thankful to have been a part of. Chase and I on a 4.5-hour car ride. Oh boy, run like hell. But yeah, I know, never a dull moment, kids. But you know, like love, indifferent, family, friend, rival, bitter enemy, all of the above, it creates an empty space when that person leaves. And I'm the type of person who I remember the good times and not so good times when I lose a friend and family member. And I still call Chase a brother. Like I said, we've had our knockdown dragouts. But we always, whether it took one day, a month, or a year, found a way to come back and shake hands and say, what all this happened for? And then we remind each other, and then we get pissed off again, and then go get a beer. And then another beer. What? And another beer. What? But in all sincerity, like I said, Chase, miss you, brother. Already. Of course, we didn't hang out nearly as much as we used to because of situations with his family and his now ex. You know, relationships do that to friends and family. But you have been missed, and you will be missed. Godspeed, my friend. Wick?
Angie, anything you'd like to say?
Well, I kind of feel like I should. I will say this. The first time I ever met Fast Eddie Layne was through Chase Pearson. I actually did my very first radio interview ever with Chase Pearson in the MCO studios there where all the BR stuff happened. And I think, yes, Eddie?
Yeah.
And I hope Mabo didn't get offended by this, but I liken Chase to Mabo, not in the same regard, but if you can get through the first layer of pervert and weirdness, just because they're kind of standoffish kind of people, and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very, very genuine, loving people who will do anything for the people that they believe in. And, you know, Chase was good to me and my family during that time that I first met him. He helped promote a lot of stuff that we were doing and a lot of products we were selling. And we made a lot of money. My family profited because of him. So, you know, I can't ever take that away from him. But and I also knew, because of, you know, knowing him personally like that, I knew of his, you know, very dark past health history. So I knew he probably had limited time here. He knew he had limited time here. But it's unfortunate that his time has come to an end, and I'm very, very sorry for his family, and I will keep them all in my thoughts and prayers, especially his mom and sister and nephews.
Wick?
Speak ill of the dead. I saved Chase's life one night in the studio.
I know.
Let me tell you. And Chase knew it. And I reminded Chase of this the last time we spoke, because Chase and I got into it really bad. And anybody that knows me, there's a certain line you don't cross. He crossed that with Angie.
Yes.
Knowing everything that was going on. And I, of course, anybody that's ever listened to this radio show knows I lost my shit on Chase. And I reminded him of that moment, because his life was in his hands. And they were in my hands, because everybody looked at me. I was the smallest of my group. But Chase didn't deserve it. That didn't deserve to happen to him like that. But.
Yeah, it's very sad and very unfortunate.
So I know that Chase lived those extra 19 years.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I know he really partied those 19 years, so he can say that, because I'm telling you guys right now, and Chase knows it, December of '99 was almost Chase's last year alive.
That's what I just said. I think he's like a cat with 9 lives, for real.
I don't know. I just didn't want fucking Jimmy, or excuse me, whoops. I didn't want Orion. I didn't want Orion and Brian and Steven and Mike Sanders too. Yeah, they had him surrounded. Let me tell you, that is a rough and tumble group. As I look around at,
you might as well be. You might as well.
Anybody knows my house? You know, there's Captain America, there's Punisher shit, there's Moon Knight, there's goddamn Mafia stuff all over my house. That's all you need to know. But Godspeed, Chase. I never got to talk to him again after that, and who would want to talk to me after that? But so.
Wow.
He was very good to Eddie and very good to Angie in the beginning, and that's all I ever cared. And honestly, I didn't think anything about that. All I give a fuck about was he was good to Eddie. Because I love Eddie, and I will fucking kill somebody over Eddie. And Eddie knows that. I know Eddie's real name. Eddie knows my real name, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That says Eddie has been in my house. That's all you need to know. Eddie has been in my fucking house.
Wick and Angie have been to my house.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's how you really know you trust somebody, is when you show them where you live. So
when you open your doors and break bread.
Exactly.
But also, that's how vampires come in. At least when not forget to do. You have to invite them in.
Open doors and break bread.
Yeah, but you have to invite them in.
Yeah.
So then they break bread with you, and then they form a pact.
If they look like you, it would be not. Yeah, it would be a problem. I would be a vampirist.
Oh, definitely. Come on, now we all know that. But anyways, Eddie, what do you have upcoming, sir?
It's going to be a crazy weekend. I'm like I said, with everything going on with the day job, Shooters Gallery will 99% be on hold tomorrow night. I'll be on the road Sunday and Monday, so BR Live will be off. Of course, Extreme Rules is Sunday, so it would have been a short broadcast because they're changing the start time and going in that extra hour, so screw WWE. Corner to Corner is going to be broadcasting in their regular time slot through their Spreaker feed. From there, at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. BeyondRingside.com is home, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. And for me personally, Fast Eddie Layne, LAYNE.com. And updates are actually being made. Updates have been made on BeyondRingside.com. Updates are being made all the way across the board. So little by little, stuff's getting caught up. I'm digging myself out of the hole.
And of course, Josh, you can find him at O'Hagan88 Snapchat. And I believe, what is it, Mr. Joshua O'Hagan, I believe?
On Twitter.
On Twitter, yes, sir. Mr. Joshua O'Hagan on Twitter. You also can find him as Joshua O'Hagan on Facebook. Angie?
Well, my upcoming events are, I plan on getting 300 million more freckles, and I'm going to become a brown person once and for all, and have a beautiful glowing tan skin, and probably have some sand between my toes, and I'm going to be missing my Wicked. And you can find me on Facebook and under Angie Tsarion. On Twitter, Angie_Nemesis, and on Instagram, GenderGoddess1.
And myself, I'm at Wicked Nemesis on Twitter, at The Wicked Nemesis on Instagram. Facebook, I haven't used Facebook since the Sunday of ZAW in April. So that was, April 30th, I think, 29th.
You don't have the guilty conscience I do when you see like all those notifications building up.
I know. Well, yeah. I don't
like fuck it.
I do not care. As Drake said, "Fuck going online. That ain't part of my day."
But it makes me feel bad. But you don't give a shit.
I don't give 2 fucks. People know that can get touched, but y'all know me. Goddamn.
Tweet him.
You know how to get in touch with me. And on Twitter, Twitter is where I'm most active. And I was addicted to Twitter for years, as Eddie can attest. Eddie can fucking tell you, man, I was on Twitter all the damn time.
Yep.
But I've just getting back on there because I was off for almost 3 years.
Yeah, because you're addicted to ginger.
I'm sorry?
Because you were addicted to ginger.
Yeah. But yet, Angie was still on Facebook. I got it. Got a lot of enemies. Got a lot of people trying to drain me of energy.
Okay.
So,
Drake Wicked.
Drake. Hey, that's my birthday first. October 24th, I'm just saying. Which apparently, Eddie, if you didn't know this, October 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th are the most dominant astrological signs ever. I did not know that.
You noticed that Eddie, he already knew this. Just saying.
Oh, Angie knew. She knows that.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Saying.
I'm an Aquarius Cancer hybrid.
I'm sorry?
I'm an Aquarius Cancer hybrid.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
That sounds like a D&D character. You need to roll with that.
No, as you know, I'm adopted. My biological birthday is January under Aquarius, and July 12th, which is my second birthday, my adoption anniversary, falls under Cancer.
Yes, but still, that sounds like a D&D character, Eddie. Not to make fun of that, but
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Eddie's one of those people that Eddie will throw something out there, and if you don't get it, if he doesn't explain it, he'll just like, fuck it. Let's wrap it up, kids. But, however, for those that do know Eddie, that is what he meant by that joke. But yes, I say that sounded like a D&D character because it does, Eddie. I'm telling you.
Know it.
Dear God.
D&D, something I haven't played in over 30 years.
I should come over one Friday.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, that's right. Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking for it, but I know your weekends are filled.
She was just being nice, Eddie. We know you're not coming, so we'll try to get together.
We would love for you to, but unfortunately, you cannot.
You never know. You never know.
Well, all right. Well, the invitation is always open, sir.
Hey, I shocked the hell everybody when I made it out to ZAW that night, remember?
You did.
I was like, holy shit, he showed.
I don't even remember where I was going. I was like, oh my gosh, Eddie.
I got two.
I went, holy shit, Eddie.
Videographer TJ Burks looked across, and it's like he kept looking across and looking across. I sent a message over to him by a text going, "Me thinks you need glasses for distance."
Well, I didn't know till I walked out. Because, of course, I had no idea. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off backstage to make sure everybody knew what they were going to do. Anybody that has been to ZAW backstage knows. And then I'm blind without my glasses. Walked out, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's Eddie Layne.
He's like Velma.
And poor Mabo.
He is. He's like a really, really tall Velma.
Yes. That's why I play a blind monk. I'm just saying. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that's catching us live. Those that are catching us on replay. Those that are catching us on YouTube, hopefully. Eddie?
Yes.
Yes. So there you go. What's the YouTube again?
Actually, it's on Beyond Ringside's YouTube.
Okay, Beyond Ringside's YouTube. There you go. Check that out. And thank you for everybody listening. For Fast Eddie Layne.
Folks, it always gets better if you let it.
For Angie Nemesis.
24 forever.
For Joshua O'Hagan. God, I just wanted to give a big shout out to all those tattooed bitches out there. Let me put it in your ass. That was my Josh impression.
There you go.
I am the Orc of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis. Good night. Good luck. Leave your week to be determined. Don't be a maybe. Be a definite. Forever forward. Say something funny.
I'm still celibate.
Hulk Hogan! I'm coming for you!